Hey guys, it's Dr. Mona, and if you want to know an amazing skincare routine, start to finish, morning and night, you need to watch this video. Okay, so I think this video has been way overdue. It's something you've been asking me to do for a long time. I'm going to show you what my basic, almost everyday skincare routine is, beginning to end. Obviously, sometimes little things change if I'm trying a new product or if I'm breaking out or I have a new, pigment spot. So things can obviously change, but this is kind of my core go-to. Let's just go ahead and start. If it's nighttime, I would always use an oil cleanser to remove my makeup. I love using oil to remove makeup. I think it's just much more gentle on the skin. This one is a Sulwhasoo Gentle Oil Cleanser. By the way, I will link everything below this video. If you're traveling and you're doing this and you don't have makeup remover, one tip that my friend Lauren from the Skinny Confidential shares, which I love, is asking room service for olive oil. They'll think it's for your bread. It's really for your face. That doesn't matter. It will help remove your makeup. And then as long as you cleanse really well after, it won't clog your pores. I know that's a concern for some people. But if this is morning and you don't have makeup on, let's see, the first step would be just a nice gentle cleanser. I've been using Sulwhasoo Gentle Cleansing Foam. Here's my thing on cleanser. I really think a cleanser should be very nourishing, very gentle for your skin. I think that a problem with a lot of cleansers is they're really acne, just indicated for acne. So the main ingredient will be salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide. If you have acne, those ingredients are great and you can use them in peel pads or even as spot treatment. But don't have your cleanser just be solely based on acne. Make sure your skin is getting the hydration, the nourishment, the antioxidants, whatever else you want to get in there. So let's just go ahead and start. I'm actually going to do the whole process with you. So I like to use lukewarm water when I wash my face at first and cold to rinse and finish everything. So I'll use a little bit of this cleanser. I always rub it in my hands a little first. I like going in nice circular motions and incorporating a little bit of facial massage, just kind of moving everything up. We want everything to go up, not down. So I like to just gently push up and really make it an enjoyable experience. And obviously if it's the morning, you don't have to take as much time because you're not removing any makeup or any makeup residue. Okay, I'll rinse it off. So I actually don't like to take all the water off of my skin or dry my face off before I go to the next step. I noticed when I was getting facials, I would always steam and they'd cleanse and they'd put an exfoliant on, then they would just move to the next step. They wouldn't completely dry off my face. I'm sure if you've gotten a facial, you've noticed that. So you just kind of let the water do its thing and sit in your skin. Obviously you can dry your hands off a little bit if it's dripping and it's getting messy, but I just let it sit right on there. Also, just quick tip, I love to use a really soft cotton headband to keep my hair back. It just makes sure I can get everything, keeps everything less messy. So the next thing that I always do is this Kate Somerville Dermal Quench Liquid Lift. I love this product. I've been using it for years. So this Kate Somerville product is a combination of pressurized oxygen and hyaluronic acid. So you're basically getting this combination of circulation from the oxygen and great hydration from the hyaluronic acid. It's amazing. You use it on both sides of your face. So you basically do 3 stripes, I call them, on one side, rub immediately, 3 on the next side, rub it immediately. So you don't do it on your whole face and then wait. You want to really make sure the product gets in there fast. This also kind of helps get rid of any of that leftover water that might be there. Also, whenever you can bring everything down to your neck and chest, it's a great idea. So if there's anything left over, just bring it on down. And 1 stripe on my forehead. I don't know why I'm calling them stripes. Is there a better word for that? 1 spray. I don't know. Okay, so now that this one's all, moisturized in there, and honestly, regardless of other products I'm using, what's going on with my skin, this is kind of a go-to for me all the time. Especially if I have a breakout, I just feel like getting some oxygen in there will really help circulate all the other ingredients and get the job done. So the next thing I use is this Solwasu First Care Activating Serum. So it's kind of self-explanatory in the name. It's called First Care Activating Serum because it makes every other product you use after it even more active. So it's really important that I use this one before anything else. So no matter what other serums I'm using, whatever else I'm trading out, I always keep this one in my regimen. You know, some people would say to use it before the oxygen. I like using it after just because the oxygen is a little heavy on your skin. So I'll rub this in my hands. I always inhale it because one thing about Solwasu products is they incorporate aromatherapy, and the whole experience of cleansing your skin, taking care of your skin is supposed to be just a really pleasant, you know, relaxing experience. So it actually really helps just make it positive. So you inhale it a little, and then I always just kind of lightly tap it into my skin, gently rub. And with this serum, I will actually put a little bit on my neck and chest. And at this point, any water that was on my skin is completely sucked into my skin, which is right where I want it. Okay, so that serum's done. I, on most days and nights, use multiple serums. The other things can change. It depends on what's going on, but in between serums, I usually wait 10 to 15 seconds. Some of you guys have been asking me how long to wait, if it's okay to use multiple products. So I like to wait a good 15 seconds in between. When you can feel that the one product's really absorbed in your skin, then you can move on to the next one. Another thing when you're using serums to look out for, you want to use the one with like the thinnest consistency before the thickest. So luckily this Solwasu one's pretty liquidy. It's like not water, but it's almost there. Some of these, like this one, is a gel serum, so it's thicker. So, you know, it kind of just makes sense. Anything that's lighter weight has to get absorbed first, because if you put it over something that's heavyweight, the heavier one is just going to block it. So use your lightest ones first. So it would be water first, then any kind of like oil, then any kind of gel. I've really been liking this Drunk Elephant. It's their Bee Hydra Intensive Hydration Gel. This is basically hyaluronic acid with antioxidants. I'm really big on antioxidants. Honestly, if they were in every single one of your products, it wouldn't be overkill. And they're great for anti-aging, for brightening your skin. They're just an amazing, you know, thing to include. And there's so many different kind of antioxidants you could use. This one has like lentil, apple, watermelon, pineapple ceramide. So it's got a lot of goodies in there. Same thing, I'll rub it into my palms. Really press it in. When it comes to serums, obviously there's so many different ones. They all have different benefits. Hyaluronic acid is something I'd recommend every single person to have in their skincare regimen. If you have oily skin, dry skin, irritated skin, everyone needs hydration, and it's really hydrating but won't make your skin oily. So don't be afraid to use hydrating things if you have oily skin. So the next thing I use is Solwasu again. It's their Essential Balancing Water. So this is kind of a toner. I think I'm going to do an entire video just on toner, because toner is kind of a loosely used term. It can imply a lot of things. Some people use it as like a salicylic acid toner. This is literally almost a water. So this is just really balancing on your skin. Tap it in. So at this point, just to recap, I've cleansed, I've done oxygen, I've done 2 different serums, and now I'm on to my toner number 1. And by the way, if you've ever gotten a facial and you leave and your skin just feels so dewy and amazing, that's how your skin should feel every morning, every night. Like, that's not something that you just have to experience at a facial. Like, that's, in fact, you should feel like that every day. So make sure you're giving your skin the attention it needs. The next thing I use is their Essential Balancing Emulsion. So one's a liquid and one's an emulsion. So this one's a little thicker, which is why I use the liquid first. And these are not, there's no harsh ingredients in these. There's no, like I told you, like nothing for acne. This is really all about nourishing and balancing the skin. And this is like, these kinds of products, gentle things like this, are what's going to give your skin like a nice glow. It's going to improve the texture, give you nice pigment. So it's not always just about acne. Even if you have acne, like I said, I'd still recommend focusing on things like this. So at this point, honestly, my skin feels amazing. I'm loving it. I still have a few more things left. I always use my eye cream last, almost last, because it is a little bit thicker. One thing I should quickly point out, if you notice on all these other products, I wasn't avoiding my eye area. Everything that you put on your skin, when it's gentle like this, you also want to nourish under the eyes, but then you just give the eyes a little extra love. So I like to put eye cream on my ring finger. The reason I like using my ring finger is because it's the weakest finger on your hand, so it just kind of ensures that you're not going to go too hard, and you really want to be gentle and delicate on this area. So I'll dab it in here. I do prefer products that are in a pump, not a jar, because the active ingredients stay more active. Don't neglect your eyelids. Ask your grandmother or mom or aunt or uncle when you age and your eyelids droop. It can be an issue. So things that we don't think about now, we will think about when we're older. So that's my eye cream. Depending on if, I'll probably use some kind of like alpha hydroxy acid, a glycolic acid, anything that's an internal exfoliant. I'll use maybe 3 times a week. I don't use them all the time. I've got one, there's just so many different kinds. One's in a serum if I want it to be a little more oily. One's more on like a concentrated gel. I'll usually do those before I do my moisturizer just to make sure it really gets absorbed. So for example, this one I could do. And honestly, when something is medicated, if it is a glycolic, anything like that, less is more. Don't go overkill on it because it can make your skin sensitive. And then I will follow sometimes. I've got a Sulwhasoo brightening cream. You guys know, if you follow my content, that I suffer from hyperpigmentation. Some of it's hormonal, some of it's from being in the sun. So anything I can use to brighten my skin, I like to do. And the last thing when it comes to this skincare routine is this Sulwhasoo Luminature Essential Finisher. So this is kind of like a sealant. It kind of just holds everything in. So it's almost like my outside layer to protect everything that I just put on my face. These products smell so good. It's like very luxurious. And they're not very, they're, I feel like the price point to the luxury and quality is amazing. And probably no surprise, you have to finish everything with sunscreen. Do not leave your house without sunscreen ever. I have a bunch of different ones I use. Honestly, just depends on if I'm working out, what kind of mood I'm in, how my skin's doing that day. This one is from First Aid Beauty. I like it because it's a 5-in-1, so it's got a lot of active antioxidants. It's really hydrating, and it's a sunscreen. So even if you miss some of these steps, you just needed like a quick moisturizer, this could be your go-to. Make sure when you're putting on sunscreen, you don't forget under your eyes. This is maybe the most important. This is an area everyone complains about, getting under eye wrinkles. When you age, you think this is like the part you try to fix. So protecting your eyes from the sun is so important. And that's it. One quick tip. If you are going to put on makeup after your skincare routine, I recommend putting on your sunscreen, waiting like 5 minutes, just go do your thing around the house and come back to really let it absorb. And then even trying to put some kind of like powder sunscreen over it. But at least if you're not going to do that, wait 5 minutes, let it absorb, because a lot of times you don't want the foundation to completely block what you're doing. So that's it. That's kind of been my go-to skincare routine the last 6 to 12 months. I'll do more of these as I try new products or if I think something else is really helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you want different content, let me know. If you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.